be talking about solving for nth roots and irrational exponents. So let's look at this, and it says find the indicated real nth roots of a. Now, a root is also the same thing as a solution or an x-intercept or a zero. So we're finding the solutions of this. So we're going to have to rewrite it. Now, we can say an nth root of a equals a 1 over n. So we can rewrite this as the nth root 2 square roots of negative 49. Well, which is just the square root of negative 49. Well, we cannot have any real roots of this because this is an imaginary number, so we have none. Okay, so we have to be careful of looking at that root. Now this next one, we can write it as the fourth root of 81, which is 3. And it's the roots, so it's also plus or minus because it's like we're solving for it. So it's plus or minus 3. If we go to this one, we're evaluating the expression without using a calculator. And if we look at this hint, the exponent of the whole term is on the top, the inside of the check mark is on the bottom. So we can rewrite 7.5 as the square root of 7. Okay? So let's look at this one. Now what we can do for this is we actually can rewrite the bases to solve this to make it much easier. So we can rewrite 81 as 3 to the 4th times 3 fours, and this becomes 3 times 12 over 4, which gives us 3 to the 3rd, which is 27. Okay? This next one is negative 64 4/3. So we can rewrite negative 64 as negative 2 to the 6th times 4/3. And then what we're going to get is negative 2 times 24/3, which is negative 2 to the 8, which is 256. And the very last one is we can rewrite this last one as 16 is 2 to the 4th times negative 7 over 4, which we can rewrite as 2 to a negative 28 over 4, which is 2 to the negative 7, which is 1 over 2 to the 7th, which is 1 over 128. Okay, so we're done with that one. All right, let's look at this next one. It says evaluate the expression using a calculator, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So we actually can put these into our calculator. So this is the 7th root of 1695. So we go math, and we go down to our root like that, and we do 7 to 1695. And it's the nearest hundredth, so this is about 2.89. All right, our next one is 85 to the 1/6. So we put in 85, caret, parentheses, 1 divided by 6. And this one is about 2.10. Our next one is 86 to the negative 5/6. 86, caret, negative 5/6. And this is about 0.02. And our last one is the 5th root of negative 8 to the 8th. 5th root of negative 8 to the 8th. So we're going to do a parentheses first, a 5th root of negative 8, air over, parentheses to the 8. There we go, and we have about 27.86. All right. Our next one is find the real solutions of the equation, keep in simplest form. So what we're going to do is we're just going to solve. We're going to divide by 5. We get x cubed equals 1080 divided by 5 is going to be 216. And now what we have to do is we have to cube root both sides. Now, if we are going to be cube rooting, if it's an odd root, we keep the positive or the negative. It's just one answer, positive or negative. If it's an even root, we have to do plus or minus. You'll have 2 answers. So we're going to do the cube root of 216, which gives us 6. I put that in my calculator. Okay. This one, we're going to fourth root, take the fourth root on both sides, and since it's even, we have to do plus or minus. So we have x minus 5 equals plus or minus the fourth root of 256, which is 4. So now we have x equals 5 plus or minus 4. X is equal to 1 or 9. So we'll have 2 answers for the evens because we have to use plus or minus. For the odd roots, we just keep it as a negative or a positive, just one answer. Okay, this next one, we're going to do the fifth root on both sides. Since it's an odd, we're going to keep it as 70, so it's going to be x plus 10 is equal to the fifth root of 70. That cannot be simplified, so it's just going to be x equals a negative 10 plus the fifth root of 70. Okay, our next one, we're going to subtract by 40. We have x cubed equals 25 minus 40, which is a negative 15. We cube root both sides. Since it is an odd, we can have a negative, so it'll be x equals the negative cube root of 15.